Joseph Johnson is a globally recognized model and entrepreneur who's graced runways from New York to Milan. Originally from Minnesota, he's walked for New York Fashion Week, modeled for iconic brands like Nike, Macy's, and Vans, and has been signed across fashion capitals including London, New York City, LA, and Italy. Now living life as a digital nomad, Joseph shares the unfiltered truths about reinvention, hustle, and building a personal brand in a world that moves fast, and why adapting with purpose is the new power move. In today's episode, he's breaking down what it really means to become him. Not just the look, but the energy, the discipline, and the mindset it takes to stand out, lead, and own every room you walk into.
Yo, what is good, YouTube fam? It is your boy Joseph Johnson, back at it again, bringing y'all some fire content. So if you clicked on this video, it's because you're one in three type of people, one in three type of guys, right? You saw the title of this video. It is how to become him, how to be him, right? And I believe that there's three type of men in this world, right? When it comes to being him. The first type is you feel internally that you're already him, right? You got aura, you got swag, you're on your P's and Q's, and you're on this journey of self-mastery and personal development in order to reach and maximize on that full potential, right? The second aspires to be that guy, lacking confidence, lacking aura, lacking maybe even a bit of people skills, struggling with girls, struggling with dating, and etc. And then the third type is a bit in between. You have the potential to be that guy. You're not far left, but you're not far right. And you're just trying to figure out how to actually maximize what you have to fully be who you want to be, right? And how to maximize your personal aura, your personal swag, and really just max out our potential, right? Either way, all three different types of these men, these boys, these guys are looking for the same things: power, respect, money, discipline, and aura. I'm gonna keep saying aura, and I know that that's like a popular thing now, but I've always believed that, I even believe there's always been aura, right? Aura, AKA swag, right? People call aura now is what we call swag, right? Having that charisma. And in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down 5 key elements that's gonna help you to maximize your aura, your swag, and honestly become the best version of you that you can be, right? Becoming him, becoming the best version of you. Whatever that you may look like to you may be different than what that looks like to me or to someone else. But overall, we're gonna be talking about maximizing potential and manifesting and creating our dream reality. But I'm gonna break it down for you, right? So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling unsure, if you're feeling like you're stagnant, if you're feeling like, how do I get through this next level? How do I increase my discipline? How do I increase my bankroll? How do I increase my confidence? How do I increase my love life? How do I be more proud of who I see in the mirror? And today's video is gonna be a blueprint for going wherever you are now to where you wanna go. And all the confidence, respect, power, charisma, swag that comes with being that guy. But I'm gonna let you know right now, this isn't a 5-step get rich scheme. This is a lifestyle, you feel me? This is a practice, just like anything else. It's a cultivation, it's a vision, it's a practice, you feel me? It's an aura. But you have to be willing to study, you have to be willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, you have to be willing to look in the mirror, you have to be willing to do the assignments and do the work. You have to be able to reflect. You have to be willing to commit to this life journey. First thing I'll say is being that guy is about, now one thing that I do want to make clear is like being that guy, it's not about waiting for things to get handed to you. It's not about waiting and hoping that you're gonna one day make $1 million. And if you're watching this video, there's a few different types of people that watch these videos, right? Some of y'all are already on your P's and Q's, you're running businesses, you're starting businesses, you're creating content, you're studying, you're trading, you're doing different things, right? And then there's some of you that are struggling with the execution. There's some of you that are purely consumers and aren't really executing and creating, giving back into the world yet. And I wanna help. A couple things about me. I'm not good at the script and shit. I like to flow. Before we get into the video, a few things about me and why you should even listen to me when it comes to this topic of being that guy or becoming him, right? So a couple of things, background. Originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota, moved to LA, New York, London, became a pretty, you know what I'm saying, not to honk my horn, but a pretty, you know what I'm saying, high level model, modeling for Nike, Macy's, Vans, whole bunch of different commercial companies. I walked New York Fashion Week. I've been signed in London, New York, Los Angeles, Italy, etc. And I come from a small town, not even a small town, let me stop. I come from the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is not a prominent city for, you know what I'm saying, getting to the level of modeling that I got to, or even right now I'm currently in Bali getting to this level, right? So I know a thing or two when it comes about pretty much turning dreams into reality, right? I used to think about how could I used to walk around the malls, Minneapolis, Minnesota, you feel me? Looking at the malls, like how do people, I used to look at H&M or Zara and be like, how do people get up there? You get me? And I knew the first step would be taking that step to LA. Now, one thing I will say is, one thing about me, I've always had swag, you feel me? I've always had charisma, but I am like the first guy, right? Where I know I've been that guy, you feel me? But I'm on this journey of self-mastery to fully max out that potential, right? And I'm here to help other people that may be struggling with finding their own rhythm, or, you know, not everybody has been blessed enough to at least even, you know, have a circle of friends or have, you know what I'm saying, you know, like where I grew up, it's swag, it's culture. It's not like horky dorky, yada, yada, you know what I'm saying? But also just like helping people find themselves and helping people to feel more confident, right? And that's one thing that and that's one of the reasons why I have No Stagnation Academy and why I started No Stagnation Academy, is because we're about, one, not being stagnant, right? Not hitting our peak, right? And then building confidence and overall self-mastery. And the thing about confidence, and the reason why, like I said, I've always felt like him, no matter if I had $10, $5, $0, you know what I'm saying? It was, you know, I always took care of my mind. I like to learn and, you know what I'm saying, challenge myself and things like that. And I think that these are key indicators and key things that really help you to feel powerful like you are him, right? If you're somebody who strives to do the challenging things, right? From example, moving from Minneapolis to LA, that's something like, that's a leap of faith. You have to be willing to build the confidence. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm confident, but that's ego confidence. You have to be willing to actually build true confidence. You gotta be willing to go talk to that girl. You feel me? You see a beautiful woman, you gotta go, especially in today's day and age with this younger generation. And you know what I'm saying, even, you know, my generation, things like that, Instagram and being able to slide in the DMs became a prevalent thing. But then when you see a beautiful girl in person, you don't have the aura to go talk to her, right? And that's something that we need to change. So these are the ways that we build confidence. And one of the first things that I want to speak about is not only becoming him, right? Let me explain something. Some people are born him, you feel me? Some people are born him, lose that swag, and have to refine that him. Everybody has a power within them, you get me? Now, whether you're able to channel that power, whether you're able to harness that power, whether you're able to truly unlock that power is up to you, right? But God gave us all a special talent. God gave us all a special, you know what I'm saying, frequency, right? There's a reason why you're here on this earth, and now that's up to you to go and find, right? And I think that, I know that fitness is a really good way to unlock that power. Some people are born him, some people work on themselves to become him, and some people just never really figure it out. But I'm gonna give y'all some game on what y'all can work on and what we all can work on in order to level up, be that guy, be him, swag out, etc. So first thing I want to talk about is that self-image. You gotta have, self-image is something that we can never escape, right? The way that this all works, right, is we have our mind, right? AKA the self-image, right? And then from that self-image goes to your frequency, right? Shout out to Neuro. This is something he talks about often in terms of on the metaphysical level, right? I'm just talking about the mental level, right? In terms of your self-image. You have to work on your self-image enough to have a vision, be willing to align yourself with that vision, right? So you can look at yourself right now as like, okay, am I a Honda or am I a Lamborghini, right? I've always looked at myself like a Honda. That's why I've dressed well. That's why I took myself to the gym. That's why I move in a way that makes sure that I take care of this Lamborghini. You get what I'm saying? And that I take leaps of faith that are going to help me to accomplish my dream life, because I don't believe in settling, right? So that's a part of my self-image. We all have a self-image. When I say self-image, aka belief system, right? So when I say I don't believe in settling, or I don't believe in being stagnant, or I don't care to take risks that are going to help me to get to my next goal, or I don't care to do things that are uncomfortable, these are all part of my belief system that creates my self-image. And we all have a belief system that creates our self-image. But we have to become aware enough to understand what our beliefs are and what our self-image is. And then you can work on that. You can work on your belief system, you can work on your self-image. Same way with fitness. No matter what, I know that I'm gonna work out. No matter what, I know that I'm gonna build businesses. No matter what, I know I'm going to do the things that I need to do, right? The same way that a runner has a self-image of being a runner, and that runner is gonna go run, right? Or that artist is gonna paint. What is your self-image? A lot of business people, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, right? A lot of entrepreneurs have the self-image of being a businessman, but they don't have the self-image of being a fit businessman, right? But if you come out here in Bali or you go to Dubai and you meet some of those businessmen, you're gonna see what it looks like to have a self-image of a fit businessman, right? So it all goes down to your self-identity and your belief system. So that's the first thing that we need to work on, is that self-identity and that belief system. The second thing that's very, very important is focusing on purpose over pleasure, right? Now, I'm gonna break this down on a few key levels, but men that are really that guy, men that are really him, they're focused on their purpose, their art, their business, their self-development, their self-mastery. Like, okay, the women come and go, right? Or they lock in with the women and that's their wife, that's their queen, they build with their queen, right? But at the root of it all is a man that is aligned and focused on his own journey. And sometimes this is alone. Some men are lucky enough to find a wife and, have a wife and build with their queen. There's different ways to go about it. But all in all, to say, you must be willing to put your purpose over pleasure. And the moment that, even with women, if you're dating women and things like that, the moment that a woman sees that you're putting her before your purpose, your goals, then she knows that she has that upper hand. She loses a bit of risk. A woman wants a man that is so purpose driven, where she can trust in that man to execute on the things that he has told her, execute on leading the family, execute on being that protector, that provider, and being that foundation. So you need to lead with purpose. You need to lead, even if you don't know, you need to lead with standing on business. The moment that you start to sway, you start to fall off just because you're in love, or you stop going to the gym because you get in this relationship, or they watching that. They're watching that. They're like, oh, there's different type of relationships, right? There's relationships where the dude wears the draws, you know what I'm saying, and is the leader, and the woman truly respects that man and how he facilitates and how he's the authority and she gonna listen. Now, happy wife, happy life, we understand that, okay? If your woman wants, X, Y, and Z, dude, sure, make her feel like, okay, but don't be the beta, right? There's some guys that are truly just don't wear the draws at all. Like, not to throw no shade, but I had this one prospect that I talked to, I'm not throwing shade, I didn't say his name, but I had this one prospect that I talked to, and he was about this, he was serious about, leveling up his body. He was unconfident, he had fell off for years, and he wasn't happy with who he saw in the mirror. And he's like, okay, I'm ready to do this, yada, yada. And then he's like, oh, my wife is in charge of our finances. She said, basically, he can't invest the money. I'm like, what type of, I ain't never heard no man talk about the woman's in charge of the finance. Like, what? Do you wear the draws? Don't you make the money? Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, this is what I'm talking about, right? Don't be the guy that allows your woman to wear the draws. Always stand up business. And the reason why she probably wears the draws is because he hasn't put his purpose over pleasure. You feel me? After so much time, she has begun to, maybe he made mistakes in the past. Maybe he fell off. Maybe he wasn't standing on business. And she felt like, okay, I need to take control. I need to lead this relationship. I need to lead the finances, because you have not shown that you can be responsible and lead this household. That is not what you want to do, fellas. y'all know y'all want this, you feel me? Not this, but y'all know what y'all don't even know what y'all want for real. Like women be like, oh yeah, I want a nice guy, yeah. Then get the nice guy and be like, man, this thing's boring. He listen too much, he do everything like too perfect. Like I need a little edge, I need somebody that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, put me in line and not just be a walkover. You know what I'm saying? Just get walked right over, you feel me? That goes into step 3, is like, to be that guy, you know what I'm saying, you need to have a way with women, you need to be a wizard with women, and you need to also know how to love, you know what I'm saying? You need to have the emotional intelligence, you need to have, you know what I'm saying, the capability to love your partner the way that she loves to be loved, right? But also at the same time, understand the woman's psychology, the woman's emotions, and how women are different from men. But not only that, you need to have some game, fellas. Like a lot of y'all, listen, I don't care how much money you got. If you're a cornball with money, you're gonna get finessed. If you're a cornball and you like, okay, maybe you focused on business and you ran it up and yada yada, and now you get into dating, you're gonna get a girl that just wants you for your money, right? You're gonna get a girl that you ain't got no aura, you ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? You don't really know how to deal with women because you never have. So a few things that I would say to that is, in order to really be that guy, you gotta be able to be like a V12 engine. You gotta be able to run off multiple cylinders. You get what I'm saying? And it's all work, it's all craft. It's just like going to the gym. You get me? It's just like having a good diet. It's just like, you know, having your bookkeeping. It's just like being able to master your emotions in trading, right? You gotta have some experience in the dating field. You gotta also just have girlfriends, right? Where you can just have conversations with them and understand what they're going through in their relationships, and just understand how a woman thinks. You get me? Because then when you get in a relationship, you will get to understanding, like, okay, not saying all women are the same, but it's just like you have to be able to understand, especially if like women are kryptonite, right? It can be the rise of a man, or it can be the absolute crash out, burn down, Rome has fallen, you know what I'm saying? Pick the right women or have the right women around you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, this is a critical, like a lot of men try to just be like, oh, just focus on business, don't know women. But it's like, you gotta be able to have some type of experience, wizardry, swag, charisma with women, dog. Like, especially if you like women, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's our kryptonite, you feel me? 4th thing is gonna be confidence, and I touched on this already, but we're talking about true earned confidence, being able to follow through with your word of being like, okay, boom, I'm about to do this, and then it comes into fruition, right? Or being able to transform your body and be able to look in the mirror and be proud of who you see, right? Confidence is earned. It's not just an egocentric type, oh, I'm confident. Like, no, how did you earn your confidence, right? It's that, and then when you earn confidence, it's a different, again, even the way that you deal with women, when you, how you deal with people, how you know what I'm saying, go about your business, how you go about your relationships is all different once you've actually earned confidence and walked in the power that you've, you know what I'm saying, that you've worked on. You know what I'm saying? Your walk is different. You walk with your head high because you know that you've earned this confidence, true confidence. 5th thing is going to be discipline, right? So discipline is very, very important. And there's different types of discipline, right? We know the discipline, like I keep saying, our words should be bond, right? And this is something that I think Andrew Tate touched on this really, really well, but he said, right, he didn't say alchemy, but I believe to be an alchemist and to be a manifester, being able to basically speak anything and then know that you're going to complete that because you spoke it is a very powerful thing. I think that the power of the word in today's society, of a man's word, has been diluted to a destruction, right? Where we will say, oh, we're going to do this, or oh, we're going to do this, and we literally don't do it, and we don't hold ourselves accountable to do it. I think that if you tell yourself, especially if you speak it out loud, or you tell yourself that you're going to do something, you must do it. And every time that you don't, you're literally killing your self-esteem. You're literally killing your confidence on a subconscious level, right? Your self-esteem, your self-belief system knows that if you say something, you're capping. You're not actually going to do it. But if you actually follow through with it, even with small things, I'm going to make my bed, I'm going to drink a gallon of water each day, I'm going to do 10 push-ups each day. Small things. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm going to work out for a whole hour. No, start something small. Start with, oh, I'm going to do 10 push-ups a day. Small things that are going to help boost your self-esteem and build your personal credit score. This is what one of my mentors calls it. It's a personal credit score. Every time that you tell yourself that you're going to do something, you follow through and you do it, you're building your personal credit score. So again, start off with something small. Okay, I'm going to drink a cup of water each morning when I wake up. Okay, I'm gonna listen to a podcast each day when I drive to work. Okay, I'm going to, do 10 push-ups a day. I'm gonna work out for 10 minutes a day, 5 times. Something small that you can allow yourself to stick through you're gonna feel more confident because you're sticking with it, and that's gonna allow you to, again, one, build the confidence, build the discipline. There's also sexual discipline, and this is something that I know that if you're really that guy, this is something that, there's different types of guys, right? There's guys that are just, they just want to hump on something, they just want to fuck, they just want to, and they believe that they're that guy. And then there's the guy that respects himself and, understand that we are sacred, Not everybody's sacred, but understands that this energy, this temple, this body, what I'm about to lay down to you, shorty, this is something different. Not everybody's able to get this, you feel me? That's a real power and that's a real energy where it's like, okay, boom, that's a sexual discipline, you feel me? Having sexual discipline, and women knowing that you're not easy, you're not just like, that's a different, especially if you're dealing with, depends what type of women y'all dealing with, but if you really want like a, different strokes for different folks, you get what I'm saying? And again, our frequency attracts the type of people that you are, you get me? So, if you want to rock with some real goddess energy, high value type women, they're gonna see that type of sexual energy and they're gonna respect that, and that's gonna make them love you or like you or whatever even more. Even with the rando girls, not saying again, some dudes just be out here just liking to hump on rando girls, but even if you have that sexual discipline, that should be something that we should be cultivating, you know what I'm saying? Again, I believe that the flesh and lust has been the reason women are kryptonite, right? It has destroyed a lot of men's lives, and it has destroyed empires, you get me? Not being able to control your fleshly desires, you get me? So being able to have that sexual discipline will save you a lot of time, money, stress, energy, etc., that you can be transmuting into your body, into your business, into, real relationships that actually matter to you. You get me? Think about all the time, energy, and again, it depends on which type of guy you are and things like that, but being able to harness that energy, even if you're, watching corn and, releasing your seed just on tissue and toilet paper. Imagine that energy that you could be using to transmute into building something, right? If you really want to be that guy, if you really want to unlock your highest self, these are things that you must be accountable for and accountable of, aware of, and willing to do the work to overcome these things, right? And then, again, this is why I built No Stagnation Academy, and this is why we have some of the most elite coaches, fitness influencers, and like-minded men, women in this community, is because we know the power of our environment, the power of community, right? If you want to, one more thing, we know the power of community and all that. One more thing I gotta say, bonus tip, you gotta know how to dress. You know what I'm saying? Listen, guys, there's a lot of guys watching this with a lot of money and y'all can't dress. There's a lot of guys that was watching this with no money and can't dress. It's cool, whether you're at the thrift store, you gotta be able to put yourself together. You know what I'm saying? If you're really like that guy, you gotta be able to, you know what I'm saying? Because the first thing that we look at somebody, we're judging them in 2 seconds. All right, let's keep it a buck. So what you're wearing and how you put yourself together tells a story about you, right? If you see somebody in a suit, there's already automatically a story in your mind. If you see somebody in some beat up things that is not put together well, you're automatically having a judgment of them, right? So I use this piece of reality of us automatically as humans judging people to be able to paint a picture in people's head, right? From the outfit that I'm wearing today, right? The glasses that I'm wearing, right? The suits, sometimes I might wear a blazer, sometimes I might wear a street style, depending on how I want people to perceive me for the day, right? Perception, judgment, whatever you want to, make sure that you're able to put yourself together in a way that you want to be perceived, right? You should smell good. You should look good. You should have a haircut. You should carry, if you want to be a top 1% type, be that guy. These are the things that, now if you just want to be a normal guy, low key, just okay, you don't want to, command the rooms that you walk in. You don't want to, people to look at you like, damn, that motherfucker is badass. You know what I'm saying? That's a real motherfucker right there. That's fucking, as y'all like to say, top G type shit. You feel me? These are the different elements. But yeah, again, environment is key. You get me? Be around some other guys that carry themselves like this, guys, girls, etc. Be around people that carry themselves like this, and even better. You get what I'm saying? So again, y'all can join the community, No Stagnation. Academy community down below. It is free. Free for now, it won't be free forever, but again, I'm pumping these videos out because I know that there's a message, and I know that there's a lot of young dudes out there that are building great businesses that need help, y'all. Y'all gotta get finessed. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Like, I be meeting some young dudes out here in Bali, and I'm like, y'all young bulls, boy, I tell you. Y'all got potential, you know, and I see the wave as well. I got some young bulls as well that's killing it in business. They got aura, you know what I'm saying? They sharp young lads, you feel me? And I'm like, hey, I'm the cool unk, but I just wanted to give y'all some wisdom, man. Oh, I'm the cool unk. This position got me fucked up. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Oh, who I thought I was, Mr. Miyagi?